Welcome to Learn and Success, the channel where real life English becomes easy and fun. In today's fast paced episode, we're diving into the language of being in a rush, those moments when you're running late, in a hurry, or trying to beat the clock. You'll learn useful phrases, expressions, and vocabulary to describe urgency and manage time related conversations in English, perfect for busy lives. Let's speed up your English fluency only on Learn and Success.
Today, we're jumping right into some really practical everyday English. We're talking about those phrases you actually use when you're rushing around, trying to give directions so someone gets where they need to go quickly. And our source for this is this great language learning audio. It's got this dialogue, just two friends in a pretty common situation trying to beat the clock. But wow, the amount of useful language packed in there is kind of amazing.
That's exactly right. And that's our mission for this deep dive, pulling out those key nuggets of knowledge, not just the words, but what they really mean, how they feel, and how you'd use them in a real situation, especially when things are urgent or you're navigating. It's about getting beyond just the dictionary definition.
Okay, so let's paint the picture from the source.
Yeah.
You've got these two friends, right, in a car, and they are seriously late, or think they are. They're trying to get to the library, and it closes at like 5 to 8 p.m. So yeah, they're cutting it really close, which naturally creates some tension.
Oh, yeah, it does. And that dynamic is gold for learning. You have one friend who's super anxious, pushing the driver, hurry up, speed up, step on it. And the other one's trying to, drive safely while dealing with this pressure. It really shows how these phrases pop up when people are stressed or in a hurry.
Okay, let's unpack some of these. The first ones that jump out, all about urgency, are step on it and speed up. Now, they both mean go faster, obviously, but is there like a different feel to them?
Well, yeah, there kind of is. Both mean drive faster, sure, but step on it, it feels a bit more informal, maybe more urgent, like really put your foot down now. It's more of an outburst sometimes. Speed up is maybe a bit more direct, just a command. And the opposite for both, nice and simple, is just slow down. But then the source had this other great one, having a fit. This is brilliant.
Having a fit, right. That sounds dramatic.
It is dramatic. It doesn't just mean angry. It means like getting really angry, losing your cool completely, almost like, screaming, or the source even joked about steam coming out of your ears, an overreaction, basically.
Ah, I see. So it's not just being annoyed, it's like losing it, unreasonably so.
Exactly. And it's often used to describe someone else's reaction, like the examples in the audio. You don't need to have a fit if we're 5 minutes late, implying the person is having one, or might. Or thinking about work. My boss is going to have a fit if I don't finish this on time. Again, expecting that big, maybe unreasonable anger. And there was one more. I almost had a fit when my boss told me I had to work this weekend. That captures the feeling perfectly.
Makes total sense. Okay, so they're panicking about time. What about finding a faster route? They were trying that too, right?
Definitely. Which brings us to cut through. Simple phrase, but useful. It just means go through something, usually not the main way, to save time. Like, let's cut through the park instead of going around, or even let's cut through the backyard if you're walking. It's about finding that quicker path.
And that ties into shortcut, doesn't it?
Directly. Yeah, shortcut is such a common word. But it's neat when you see it's just short and cut put together to mean, a shorter way to get somewhere. If you cut through the park, you're taking a shortcut. Simple as that. It really reflects that desire to be efficient, save a few minutes.
Right, okay. So we've got the urgency down. Now, how do people actually give the directions in these moments? Like our friends in the car, this seems super practical for, anyone listening who might need to tell a taxi driver where to go, maybe in a hurry.
Absolutely. This is where you really start sounding natural. The phrase make a is incredibly common for directions. You hear make a left, make a right, make a U-turn. These are pretty much interchangeable with turn left, turn right, or, turn the car all the way around.
So why make a left instead of just turn left? Is it faster to say?
Yep. It can feel a bit smoother, maybe more concise in the flow of quick directions. Turn left is fine, totally clear, but make a left often just rolls off the tongue a bit more naturally in conversation, especially if you're quickly telling a cabbie, okay, make a right at the next light, then make a left. It just flows.
I can picture the anxious friend yelling, make a left here.
Exactly. Then there's another great one from the dialogue. Are you nuts? This is super common, very informal. It just means, are you crazy or are you insane?
Okay, so definitely not for formal situations.
Definitely not. You use it when someone suggests something you think is a really bad idea, something shocking or ridiculous. It expresses disbelief, like, seriously. The source had good examples. You want to get married now? Are you nuts? You only met her 3 weeks ago. Total disbelief. Or, are you nuts? I'm not going to cheat on the exam. What if I get caught? It's that strong disagreement based on how crazy the idea seems. Used with friends, probably not your boss.
Got it. Keep that one for people you know well. What about choosing the actual route? They debated that too.
They did, and that's where let's take a side street comes up. This isn't just defining side street. It's a phrase used to suggest a route. It implies getting off the main road, maybe to avoid traffic or find a quicker way. And it's really flexible. You can swap out side street for almost anything. Let's take Wilson Avenue, let's take the highway, or let's take the freeway. It's about proposing a path.
Okay, so we pulled out all these practical bits of language, seen how they work in that stressed out car ride. What does this tell us, maybe, about the bigger picture, about driving culture where this dialogue happened?
Well, connecting it outwards, the source brought up a really interesting point about specifically North American driving culture. Driving is just central. It's huge. Most people get their license really young, like 16. And often it's not just a nice to have, it's almost essential because places can be really spread out, fewer subways, fewer trains compared to maybe Europe or parts of Asia. So people rely on cars.
Right, so the language reflects that necessity.
I think so, yeah. This heavy reliance on cars makes having quick, clear, efficient ways to give directions and express urgency really important for just, daily life. Phrases like make a left or step on it, or the focus on finding a shortcut, they kind of reflect that need for efficiency when you spend so much time navigating by car. The language adapts.
That's fascinating. How everyday words can actually show you something about how a society works. So for you listening, next time you're in a car, maybe a taxi in an English-speaking place, you've got this toolkit now. You can sound natural giving directions or saying, hey, we need to hurry.
Exactly. It's about being clear and effective in those really common moments.
And maybe something to think about after this. How else do these everyday, almost mundane conversations reveal deeper things about a language or a culture? What other common situations, like maybe ordering coffee or talking about the weather, are packed with these kinds of insights beyond just the words themselves?